Just waiting for the first few of you to start signing in. Aha, first few people in. Good morning, everyone. Throw us up a quick message just to say hi and say where you're coming in from. Morning, Dawn. She's signed in and ready to go. Good morning. Is it nice in wee Scotland today? Morning, Debbie. Second one on the register to give us a message. And Christine. Great big welcome to you, Christine. Great to have you here. Did you all get your caffeine shot first? I've got my second one on the go. Morning, Bob. Nice to have you. We got any more coming in? Any more throwing us up a message? Ah, the window dressing today. Let me show you. Each day I'm going to try to put something in the room that I love, so you can get to know a bit about me, what I like. Bees. I've been researching beekeeping. Hang on, who's coming in now? Maddie's in, Francis. Good morning, Christine. In lovely Penzance. We're global, aren't we? Morning, David from off of Croydon. How are we all doing today? Hopefully you're feeling well. Yeah, I want honeybees, Dawn. Maddie's had an injection of coffee. Yes, that's just what we like. I've still got mine. Morning, Vivian off of Bolton. And Trevor. All our regulars coming in. Brilliant. Brilliant, Dawn. That sounds great. Good morning, Movement Snackers. Thank you for that message, Oldie. And Margaret, good morning. Let me check the time. 2 minutes to go. Shrewsbury. I think we should start spelling Shrewsbury with that double O. Hey, Wendy. A new signage to go up around your area. All right, keep coming with your messages, people. Yes, Bob, yes. I love it. Just something else. Ah, here's George. Morning, George. Yesterday, or a couple of days ago, you were saying about zombies. Here's another little insight into my craziness. I'm quite disappointed about coronavirus. I wish it was zombies. Right, 1 minute and then we will begin, everybody. So the theme was the other day to get your crazy or bright socks on. I've got another pair on today, look, just to show you your ankle movement that will be coming up in a bit. If you can't see that, just swip your comments off for a moment. So lots of ankles today. And I think when I wore my socks the other day, it made me be more aware of my feet. It might work for you, it might not. But it certainly made me be aware of what my feet were up to as I was walking around. So, morning Lynn and Diana. Bex is in as well. And we've hit 8 o'clock. So we're ready to go, everyone. So, welcome again to our 8 a.m. morning movement snack. So this is Kelsey Leverton And remember, what we're aiming to do is just bolt on any opportunities to increase our movement minutes per day and do something functional that might address certain areas of your body or certain skills that you feel need improving. So we're bolting on those movement minutes. We will begin with our little bit of circulation boosting. So if you'd like to have a think about where you want to start today, whether you be in sitting or in a standing position. Let me get up into position. Remember, if you're sitting, have a little hip walk forward so that you're on the front portion of the chair. If you're in standing, have a think about what's around you should you need some support. So we're going to start off with just thinking about improving our posture. So have a think about where your feet are, seated or standing, around hip distance apart, knees soft, pelvis level, so we've got both of our even weight over both of our feet, should I say, lengthen through, shoulders are back and down. We'll have a look at shoulders in a moment, and head high. Let's have a think about moving those heels into a little heel pedal or foot pedal to begin with. I'm just going to hop around, as you know, coming into seated or into standing, just to give you those demonstrations of different options that you can be in. Think about posture just again. How can you make your posture feel a little bit different, a little bit more upright? Have a pause there. Let's have a think about some arm swings. So both arms, if you're happy, in seated, can begin swinging from the shoulders. One of our first areas to mobilise are shoulders, so it makes sense to get some movement into them. If you're in standing, you might want to hold on. At some point though, change sides. If you do feel steady and able in standing, then have a go with both arms moving at the same time. Couple of options in the chair. We can go for the row, or again you can hold on and then change sides at some point. Take a little pause there with arms. We're going to come back to the legs, so if you like, heel pedals, foot pumps, whatever you want to call them, or the full march. As you're marching, just have a think about your feet. Toes down to the ball of the foot, landing down the heel. Add in the arms if that feels okay for you. And pick yourself a steady pace that your body feels happy with. And remember, we're getting the blood flowing around to every muscle, every joint in your body, and things will start to warm and loosen up. Pause there. Have a stop. Reset your posture. Arms down by your side if you feel happy in standing, or just holding on to your support. In the chair, you'll quite possibly feel steady already, so if that feels all right, just have your arms long and loose by the side of your body. Here's your few preparatory lifts, all the way up towards your ears, and then increasing the space between your ears and your shoulders. 3, 4, 5 of those people would be great. And then moving on to your up, round, squeeze the shoulder blades together, just a touch before you relax down again. So everything we pretty much do involves arms. Might involve reaching, lifting, carrying, stretching in any which direction, all of which, if we have mobilised, loose shoulders, can make all of those activities feel better and increase your ability to do them. Take a pause there. You must have done about 4 or 5 by now. Moving on to your head then and neck. We've got head turns, so we've done these all the way through, so just begin when you're happy. When you're in seated or in standing, just take a small pause in the middle before you head off in the other direction. Boy, I feel like I've had my coffee this morning. So sometimes when we move our head, If we move our head too quickly, sometimes that can make us feel a bit lightheaded. It may challenge your balance to a degree as well, so do feel free to hold on. If that helps you, do this movement without feeling unstable. Have a pause when you've done about 4 or 5 there. Moving on to our neck movement. So both of those movements really important for posture and for ability to move your head around, looking in different directions, crossing the road, watching the Wimbledon if it ever comes on, and so on and so forth. Have a look at this. I'll just give you a side profile. Now, our heads quite often jut forwards like so, which means you've got a little knobbly bit that sticks out there. Our aim is to tuck that away through guiding the chin and lengthening up the back of your neck there, or using your fingertips as a bit of a marker that you can move your head away and back to. So there's the movement. Think about where you are before you begin. Hold on with one hand if you need to. Think about where your feet are in standing as well. If your feet are quite narrow together, that may challenge your balance. We don't want it to, but so just try and have your feet approximately hip distance apart. Sitting tall through your middle or standing tall, just trying to get a little bit of length through from your hips to your rib cage. Done? Okay, ready to move on then. So let's think about where we are, what support we need or maybe don't need. And we'll just do a smidge of circulation boosting. Remember those options, you can go between those options or do any of those variations in seated or in standing. It's your choice, it's up to you. Whatever feels right for you. Okay, moving on to this all-important middle part. We need to have lots of different movement patterns available for us from the trunk, with it being our centre of the body. If you're in standing, for these exercises, try and take your feet a little bit wider. Okay, we're going to make these movements as small or as large as you can, not feeling uncomfortable, and moving to your own comfortable range of movement. So here we go with a twist, a trunk twist. Have a look. You may remember these all the way through, which is great. Here's your seated option. So our aim is to keep the hips facing forwards, which is much, much easier to do in seated. Remember, if you need your support, that's absolutely fine. You take up what you need. Trying to keep the hips forwards. 3, 4 or 5 of those will be fabulous to loosen our twisting ability of the spine and trunk. Okay, heading into the bends this time. So again, a little bit wider. In standing, in seated, glue your hips to the chair. Try not to lift your bottom away as you take a side bend. Come up to the middle, just reset your posture, lengthening through, and have a go at heading off in the other direction. Think about the steady pace. After 2 or 3 of those, your side, your mobility might start to feel a little bit different. So if you can take the bend a little bit further, have a go at that. Okay. So heading on into, just trying to check the time as well, people. Okay, just trying to head into our back extension this time. So this is our final one of our trunk trio, final movement. Hands at the side of the hips. It can be your palms or the backs of your hands, doesn't matter. Or holding on to the side, lifting up, looking forwards, and then recovering, taking a pause when you recover into your straight posture. So lifting up here, get the chest to sit a little bit higher, look at the wall in front of you. Try your best to resist tipping your chin upwards with this movement. It doesn't have to be big, but this counterbalances and counteracts all of those times where we catch ourselves in this position, which is a lot of the time, I bet. Okay, if you've done your 3, 4, 5 repetitions of that, fabulous, well done. Our final movement is our ankle movement. So I'm just going to come down onto the floor here. Please don't you get down onto the floor, just because I think I can show you our seated version of ankles, and you can really see my pointing and pulling back of the toes. If you're in seated there, you are in the back of the chair, just to give a little bit of support for your posture, but still try and use your posture. If ankle, feet and toes are not good for you, try and do what you can, of course, so that we can at least try and maximise on a starting point. But you can choose to do some hip walks, which are great for the movement through your hips. If you're in seated or in standing, just with a bit of support in standing, if that feels all right for you, we're heel digging and toe tapping onto the same spot on the ground. So of course, if you need to hold on, please do with the side where your standing leg is. Then we can heel dig and toe tap from there. Take a bit of a turn around so we've got some other support, and change legs. We want 3, 4 or 5 really good ones. And on this movement, try not to put lots of weight through that leg. Keep it light with the heel and the toe taps. All right, so I think we've worked all the way down our bits. And I think that brings us to the end of our morning movement snack. So people, keeping movement on the radar. Link some of the things, if you remember, to some of your day-to-day activities. Or perhaps do 1 or 2 of these mobility movements prior to doing whatever you're doing. Maybe garden, housework, moving around in the kitchen. There's lots of reaching and stretching and turning and walking that we do in every aspect of our daily life. And hopefully these movements should start to make some of those things feel better or easier. So thank you all from the movement studio here in Leicester. Thanks very much, everybody. Remember to crowbar some of these things into your day best you can, and also take a bit of rest up in between if you feel you need it. So thank you, everyone. Here's Kelsey Leverton signing off. Enjoy your day. Bex will see you at midday for some more movement snacks. Thanks all. Take care. Bye.